So I never showed you guys what it ended up looking like after it was cleaned. So I broke down all the boxes. These two boxes actually are part of that. I'm not sure why they ended up getting put over here, if I ran out of space or what happened, but those actually go with that. I've got, this is just like some like ephemera stuff that I ended up finding, some baskets and some of like the giveaways I do. Obviously explained all that down there. It's all eBay stuff. Second in Charles, this is all eBay stuff. This is just plush that needs to go into like whatever my next plush show is. I even emptied out this little basket thing, which has been full of junk for no reason. And that left me with like a bag of donation over there. But yeah, so that's going to be what goes through next. But I think before I do that, I'm going to be a responsible reseller. And I'm going to list this stuff. This is eBay stuff. It's not books, which I've just been so into lately, but there's value in here and I might as well just get it listed. It's a whole bin. I can take it over. It gives me a specific project to work on. And then I'll just feel a little bit better about just not having random stuff lying around. I already have all of these Rivers of America books to list and I'm dreading it. It's not that I'm dreading it because there are lots. I don't even have the space for them. But yeah, taking photos of big lots of books is not my favorite thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull that over. Maybe I'll show you guys what I list some of these things for. Some pretty cool. This little teddy bear thing, guys, really cool. He's like interactive. There's some good stuff in there. I'll let you guys know some of the things that are in there if you guys want to see kind of some of the plush that I would be listing into my store. I'm so anxious to get those boxes though. Okay. First things first, we're going to be responsible. Got everything from that bin listed except for a couple items. I didn't list the Eeyore because he actually ends up having a pretty large hole underneath his arm. I'll probably end up selling that on Whatnot. And then a couple of other items, just a few things that didn't end up having enough value for me to sell on eBay. So those will also go to Whatnot. But here's kind of some of the items you can see here listed. And I think it came out to about $280 just about in listed value. I think it was like $279 or something like that. But yeah, some pretty decent little plushy items, backpack, the trekking sticks, just mostly stuff from the bins. So I store all of my like plush non-book listings over here in these two clear bins, but I've always just kind of had these two random bins here, probably for over the last year of just random stuff that needs to be listed, but it's just kind of random and I don't want to deal with it. So I'm actually going to go ahead and pull these things out and see what's in here. I know I have this really cool Hello Kitty and she's like, St. Patrick's Day themed. So like that's probably something good I can get listed. There's a bunch of Build-A-Bear clothes in here and I went ahead and pulled out my Build-A-Bear wardrobe. So I think I'll do like a Build-A-Bear lot and just kind of see like what's in here because really this doesn't even need to be over here. It's just kind of extra clutter. I also don't know what books are in there. It looks like Hardy Boys books. So probably should figure out what I want to do with those. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of clear out this little space right here. Okay, so outside of the Hardy Boys books I haven't gone through yet, I went through the two bins and this is basically what was in here, which was really just money that needs to be listed. So I'll go ahead and point some of these out and I'll throw up a comp with each thing that I'm pointing out. I've got this St. Patrick's Day Hello Kitty, which should do really well for the time period that's coming up. I didn't comp this SpongeBob outfit because it's not close to Halloween. I'm sure the comps are out there. It's getting listed regardless. I know it'll sell. I've got some Build-A-Bear stuff. This is one that I specifically pulled out, just like Animal Crossing. This little bell bag sells pretty well on its own, so I think matching it with the PJs will be cute. This is one that you guys probably wouldn't expect. I was actually just telling my mom about this the other day, and I ironically had some in here. These are little disposable replacement rubber nipples from Infamil, and they sell really well, as you can see through with this comp here. I've sold those many times in the past. They're very light. I pick them up at the bins, and they're awesome how well they sell. I've got a little second gen iPod Nano here, which is $20 or so, something like that. We've got the Singamajigs. These are fun. If you've never seen these. So they all make different noises. They sell really well. I will probably lot these up into bundles of 2. I might do a bundle of 4, but I'll probably do 2 bundles of 2. We've got these little art lists. Yeah, they'll stop talking. These little Artlist collection. This is the beagle, and then this is the cat. Don't sell crazy. I might even lot those up. This is Backyardigans, Tyrone, the moose. I don't know why Backyardigans plush sell really well. I actually used to buy these, and I would lot the 4 of them up together and sell them for like $100. So not 100% sure what the market is on those still, but the comps are still selling pretty well. This is just like a plague doctor mask. Again, just good for like the holidays. We've got some Magi Quest ones. This from Great Wolf Lodge. Those will sell really well in a bundle. I'll sell all those together in a lot. These are the Auto Mo Blocks cars. Some of them don't have wheels. I'm again lotting all those up in a bundle. And then last but not least, something that's probably surprising, maybe a little bolo for you guys. It's not really a bolo. I take that back. Something that's just a little bit of a surprising value are some of these vintage crayons, the discontinued ones. You can see here, I'll just throw up a couple comps of some of these where they are just valuable because they're either discontinued, they are in just really good condition, they're just niche enough, whatever it is, they still sell pretty well. So that's pretty exciting. And then last but not least, it's going to be all of these Build-A-Bear clothes. I've got tons and tons of shoes and outfits and all kinds of stuff here. I'll probably go through and make different little lots based on different genres of like what they are. And you can kind of see some of the sold comps here. They sell really well. And then I'll eventually probably just sell this Bear Moire as well because I don't really need this. I just kind of have it and I throw Build-A-Bear clothes in there, but as you can see, not all of it's even made it in there. So that's what was in those boxes. There's a couple other things that went over here into our Whatnot show that just don't really hold as much value, but some pretty good little valuable items here. Now I just gotta get it listed. I don't know if I'm going to do that right now, but I am going to go ahead and put them back in this bin and just know I'm not going to stick it back over here. I'm going to set it over there where I know like, okay, this is stuff that can be listed at any time. And I have a little box of running to be listed. I think I want to get back to listing some books for a little bit, but this is a great little break in the monotony from doing books. I've got everything kind of laid out and organized here. So this is kind of what I'm working with. I've got a full cheerleading costume over here. So I think I'm going to list this cheerleading costume by itself. But outside of that, we've got a couple random things like a hot dog costume, Pokemon, and this like Great Wolf Lodge themed thing. Then this is all like holiday themed. We've got a full Santa costume, this super cute like bunny outfit. These are more like boy themed. We have a full like army uniform. We've got this Spider-Man costume. We've got a couple of girl tops, a couple more complete outfits, some like sports stuff. This one's limited to on the bottom. Then we've got like skirts and bottoms. We've got more like shorts and cute little things like that. This is kind of like a beachy summer vibe. These were more sweaters. These were dresses. And then these were pieces that were kind of damaged. So I don't think I'm going to sell those. And then we had some shoes, as you can see, like some matches and then a ton of just like singles that don't have matches. All right. So what I decided to do was make all of this one lot. So I have some shoes, some accessories, and a ton of the outfits. I did the holiday. I did it all in one lot here. So it's gonna be one big lot. Then this is going to be like a spring summer lot because I think there's just some really cute spring summer things in there. I may do like a damaged lot with these items here. I'm not 100% sure. I've just got like a ton of like single shoes and some random items. And then I've got the cheerleading outfit. So that's kind of how I ended up deciding to do it all. Hey guys, it's Saturday morning. I'm hitting up my local Goodwill bins. I haven't been here in a while. I think the last time I was here was last week because I was just really annoyed. When I was here, I just was like dealing with way too much competition and it was stressful for me. And so I've just been not coming here, but Saturday morning, let's see what we can grab. All right, so I just got here, starting to search through and already found like some good like book of the months and some decent little titles in here. Some with a little bit of wear, but pretty happy. So I'm gonna keep digging. I feel like I might have a pretty decent sized cart. Okay, I am all set. So I actually got some pretty decent things and pretty happy with that haul. Lots of book of the months, even though some of them are damaged, but some other really good things. I mean, like this is a great book. It's in good shape. So not too shabby. I ended up streaming for 6 hours. So I did not film last night when I was done, but these were some of the bundles that we sold. Some good, nice little bundles. And then if you can kind of see, this is what we ended up selling. So these are stacks of 25. So we have 25, 50, 75, 100, 125. We went up to 146. We sold 146 individual comics and then those bundles, and Guys, these are the analytics. It was insane. I think we did $1,800 in sales. There was like over $100 in coupon spend too. So almost $2,000 total like in sales, which was crazy, but very excited. Now this is what was left over. We've got these individual containers here, and then it's a little dark in here. I'm not going to turn the lights on because it's all the way over there, but we have these comics here and then a few up here. And that's it for comics. So I'm actually going to do another show. I'm probably going to do it in the first or second week of March. So if you've missed it and you want to see what's left over or how I'm running those shows, definitely come pop in. You can bookmark it in my profile right now. I currently have it scheduled for like June 19th, but I am going to be moving that up, like I said, to March. I thought this would be the last one, but after how good this one was and how much was left over, the people kind of wanted me to come back with another show so we can just kind of go through everything one more time and maybe do some like clearance type stuff, just try to move a ton of it. I'm still going to probably get more money off of Whatnot than I am in a yard sale for these, so that's super worth it for me to do. And then for those of you guys that are curious, like how I even set up the show, I did it very basic. It was $2 if it had a bag and a board. It was only $1 if it was just loose with nothing. So everything's in pretty good condition. There wasn't really any mentionable wear on most of the things. So people were really enjoying what they were finding. And we just had some really good bangers go. It would have been cool if I was like screen recording or if I knew what ones were valuable so I could like show you guys, but 6 hours of streaming, I'm not going to go back and find them, but I will let you know some of the ones that sold really, really high. Our highest sale of the night was, I think it was like $102 or something like that. Maybe I can put up the screenshot here and maybe I can like sort through the listings of like the highest sale so you can see some of the comics for like what they went for. We had a ton that went for like $40 and $50. So it was really awesome, really, really cool, and definitely enjoy doing the comics. It's also just good people, good vibes in there. Comic book people are always really, really chill. So yeah, fun times. Now, what we're looking at is just chaos. It's insane. I'm going to get all this packed up. Next week, of course, I've got to get my Saturday show ready. That's what I'm about to get started doing. But I think we're going to do the Amazon show, which is this box, and I have a whole nother one over there and whatever else we might find. And then one more comic book show, and I think we're going to be done. And then we'll go ahead and start getting everything organized in here and get it prepped for the in-person sale. And now I'm going to head back downstairs, like I said, and just finish getting my Saturday show set up. I've got some good little inventory I got today and from that DAV haul from last week. So I'm excited to see how tonight's show goes with all that good new inventory. Holy cow, that was an awesome show. We've got some auctions over here, a few more over on the other side too, but some really good bundles. We had a ton of new buyers, I feel like. People who came in and got books for like that just never moved. Sold a lot over here in my little series section. And then this is all that was left over. I just realized I probably didn't show you guys what was the new inventory, but you're familiar with it. If I took a picture, I'll try to pop in a picture here of what the new inventory looked like. But it was like, you know, a whole row of new inventory. And this is all that was left over. Pretty crazy. Shelves are actually looking pretty empty, which means that next week I think I am going to go back to prioritize sourcing a little bit. I think I'll go maybe 3 days next week to source so that I can kind of fill up my shelves again. It's also looking kind of empty down here in my like leftover overflow. So here's the analytics. I think we did like 770 something. I don't even remember. So pretty good show. Really happy with that. Moved quite a bit of inventory. Just taking a little stop here at the DAV, kind of local to me. It's not really local. It's kind of out of the way. But I think last time we were here, if I remember correctly, we grabbed like one book, maybe two. So let's just see if they restocked the shelves, because I feel like usually every 2 or 3 weeks I can get a pretty decent haul from here. Let's see. I feel like people have been wanting these lately, but can't do it at $2. Probably looks pretty good, but it's $3, and I just struggle getting $3 book of the month. Like, if I can buy it in bulk, maybe. This is where the good stuff usually is. Oh yeah, I can already tell there's some decent stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and pull because it's really busy in here, and I'll show you what I find. All right, I'm gonna skip on that hardcover for $3, and I'm just gonna stick with some of the paperbacks over here. These are all $2, or most all of these are $2. This one's 99 cents, but it's just a bunch of thrillers, lots of like little thrillers, and then a couple of, well, this one is more like just like general fiction, but yeah, some pretty good stuff. So not a lot, but definitely gonna go great in our new inventory for Saturday. Happy Monday, everyone. It is President's Day, and since, like I said, I needed to do a little bit more sourcing this week because my shelves are looking pretty empty, I am going to go ahead and hit up the Goodwill over here in Virginia Beach. I got to also grab some boxes and packing paper, and I grabbed that stuff down here as well. So took the little 30-minute drive across the bridge in this, again, rainy kind of weather, but just good driving weather. And I'm going to go in and see if we can find any goodies. I'm not going to be long. I'm just going to kind of go in and out, like maybe 10-15 minutes, as much as I can grab, and then go grab those boxes. Ooh, it's busy. Forgot it's a holiday. Not forgot it's a holiday, but it's busy in a holiday. Not very many books in here. Okay, take a quick look. There's really like not very much at all. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a couple lookups. See if we can find something to make the trip worth it. Okay, really not a lot, but we're loving our textbooks. All right, this is all I got. I've got a little book here, a couple of little board books. Nothing crazy, right? That's it for like modern stuff. However, I found these books. Some of these aren't crazy. This one's like $1 or so, and so is this one. But I'll put up the comps for these ones. So these are going to be for sell back immediately. It's decent, nothing crazy. This one's pretty good. Has some damage, so it'll go as acceptable. But because I found those, I was like, oh, let me go back and see what else I can find. So I pulled this and all of these that I kind of missed the first time. So I'm going to scan these. I'll let you know if I find anything worth mentioning. All right, I just did some scans of this pile, and holy crap, I'm so glad I went through again. That made the trip easily worth it. I think everything for sellbacks is, you will do the math at the end. I'll have to do the math when I get back to the office, but probably over $200 from what I saw at least. This one was insane. Right off the top, one of the sellback services I sell to, I think this one was like 70 something. I think this one was a couple bucks. This one was like $5 if I remember correctly. This one was decent. Again, another one that I sell back to often enough, right at the top. Now this one I'm going to look up. I think I'm going to try to look this one up on eBay just to see if I can sell it on eBay, because I don't sell to any of these services. And $39 versus like $2 for the service that I sell to is a big difference. So I'm just going to pop this one probably on eBay if it's got some good sell through. If not, I might again try to expand my buyback services and end up going with some of those other ones as well, just to really maximize my money. Everyone's freaking out because they're bringing out new bins. All right, I'm gonna go check out, and yeah, very successful trip this morning. All right, I'm getting ready to leave, but I wanted to tell you guys that as I was checking out, the manager, like the actual store manager was up there, not the manager that tricked me, but the actual store manager. And I was like, hey, how long until you think that expansion happens? Like, he goes, oh, you know, contractors, they give you a day and then whatever. So I said, okay, so it could be tomorrow or it could be in 2 years. And he goes, oh no, it's gonna be probably like March. He's like, I'd like to say like the first week of March. And I was like, okay, so that's exciting. All right, let's talk about what's sold on eBay real quick. We've got $140.75. We sold these hiking sticks you guys saw me pick up a couple weeks ago, and I got them listed. They sold for $38.99 plus shipping, and I may make a couple bucks off the shipping on that one. I may not. I'm not 100% sure. We have this Rob Chernow Washington. This one sold for $28.99. It's not signed or anything, so this is just like a good book. It had a decent little sell-through. So if you see this book, definitely something to pick up. I also sold our last Dimensions math book. This one sold for $13.99. I think this is the official last one that we have of those. Just a few more textbooks left. And then this is from the free Facebook pickup. This is books 1 and 2 of this complete Sherlock Holmes book set. This sold for $16.99 plus shipping. So not too shabby. Just a couple little sales there, but that's what happens when you get the items listed. These were sitting on that table for like 3 weeks, and I finally listed them. So glad to see those move. All right, I'm not one to brag much, but I was looking at all my boxes over here, and I have very few boxes that are much longer than this length here. So that means I had to figure out a way to box these up, and I am pretty dang proud of how that came together. So I don't know if you can see how secure that bottom is, but I basically just took the long box, bent both of the edges in, and cut them down, and now look how satisfying this is. Look at how almost like secure it makes it, and then you can just kind of fold everything down, and the edges are secure. I'll obviously put some packing paper in there, but then you have this really nice kind of makeshift box, and it's actually wildly sturdy. So I'm just going to tape it up, but I am I'm so proud of myself on that one. It looks like a real like official box, like the way that the flaps secure on the ends too. Anyway, I had to share that with you guys. I don't like to Frankenstein boxes often, but when I do, it can be so satisfying. Hey everyone, so I just realized I didn't actually record an outro for today's video, but I hope you all enjoyed following me along behind the scenes. Another week in the life as a reseller, and I'll have another video out for you guys here in just a couple of days. I hope you all have a wonderful week until I see you then. Bye.